bubbles made of pure silver. An oversized spoon. David Clarke creates new things out of old. His art is full of humor and is intended to inspire us to think.
The things that I'm looking for within the objects and respond to is hopelessness. The pieces that I buy are closest to the bin and the most unwanted pieces. So it's almost giving it a second chance and hopefully a better chance.
Clarke buys unwanted objects on the internet. He saws them into pieces, takes parts out, and reassembles them differently. Sometimes just minimal changes can breathe new life into an object. The silversmith tries to make a fresh statement with each piece.
The whole thing with trends and this movement and shifting between objects becoming redundant very quickly, I think is a great shame. Because I think they're things that can enhance the everyday. And for me to take a manufactured object and change someone's everyday is a fantastic opportunity to have.
7 years ago, Clarke became bored with his traditional way of working as a silversmith. He started experimenting with new materials and forms. Clarke will even refashion his own creations when they start to become stale for him.
So this is pretty much done. What's happened is that it now has a matte finish, not a polished finish, which I think takes away the scariness that traditional silversmithing has when it's a very highly polished surface. What I like is that there's still evidence of the making, and actually, where it comes to the feet, that wasn't intentional. So that's a happy mistake.
David Clarke's studio lies directly on the Regent's Canal in London's East End. It's an area known for its diversity and multiculturalism. Clarke says much of his work is inspired by his surroundings.
What's fantastic about London is that it goes through historical change. And my journey from my home to the workshop goes through a kind of mix. And that mix I really see within the work. So it's from the ornate to the almost minimal, from the mix of the hierarchy of materials to hierarchy of class and class structure.
Indeed, many of Clarke's works play with the concept of hierarchy and rank. He likes combining less valuable metals like lead or tin with silver. Clarke says the mix enhances rather than dilutes the quality. This is going to be a spoon made of both silver and pewter, a combination that would be unthinkable in traditional craftsmanship. Clarke has named it Greedy Spoon, referring to diners who can never get enough. His new collection is called More or Less. The various works all deal with the theme of greed.
The materials that I use are really important because for me, I play with the hierarchy of metals, and silver becomes very, very high, and I like to mix that and bring its hierarchy down to a more common level. So I can use salt, I can use lead, I can use pewter, all sorts of different materials. And to mix it is really important for me.
David Clarke has important things to discuss with his art dealer, Claire Madison. They're preparing for his next exhibition in Stockholm in early September. Madison and Clarke have known each other for a long time.
The thing we normally have to do for people who haven't seen Dave's work before is just tell them that it's not frightening. And because it's silver, you don't have to be really precious about it. Yes, there's value and there's skill, but it's not value and skill that's off-putting. These are things that you're meant to get to know them and to hold them and to really look around them and to play with them.
David Clarke's works, like this bizarre take on a teapot, are meant to be handled. And they're meant to bring a smile to the face of the beholder.